mostly. Hi everyone, welcome to Wednesday Channeling of Odyssey of Ascension. I'm Roxanne and welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in, adjusting your frequency to this channel. Awesome. And welcome. Of course, thank you all once again for attendance of this co-created moment that your higher selves urged you to show up at, so you can get the idea of the next impartation, so to speak, in time, of course, not in reality of the now. So, here we go. Let's talk about the sandbox. The sandbox that you're currently playing in is the big one. That one you saw the day you were born, in self-recognition, also in coveting what you saw as your reality. So you've been playing in the big sandbox of 3D. And every time you get out of the sandbox, you feel lost. You look around and, oh my goodness, I don't see where I can go. It's unfamiliar, unknown. So you run back to the sandbox of security and play with others and not maybe fight and take your ball and go home. But truly there is no home, there is only now. So the idea is you are actually born with your own sandbox. The sandbox that you can create for yourself. In other words, you have sand to create. Build your buildings, your roads, plant your trees as you choose. And you have all the tools all around you in infinity to use to build your reality. But the big sandbox looks enticing, doesn't it? Because they have camaraderie over there. They have ideas of companionship. They have ideas of status and stature, and maybe you can go and play with the big gang in the sandbox. Or maybe you're over in the corner all alone, but you're not in your sandbox, are you? You are in the sandbox of 3D. Why do you continue to play it there? Self-understanding. Why? Comfort. Maybe. Again, I don't want to be alone in my own sandbox because there's nobody to play with. Is there? Well, of course there is. Whoever you choose to create to play with. Why do you think you gave yourself imaginary kids when you were little? Friends when you were little? The ones you talked to, do you really think you were talking to them, or do you think they were imaginary? They were real because you were creating them. And now with the idea of belief systems and parents and people saying it's just your imagination, those became imagination instead of what they really were, 3D images of whatever you choose to create in your reality, your sandbox of your choosing. So the idea here is get out of the big box, because it is a box. Your sandbox does not have any sides. It is forever. In other words, you can get and say, I'm in my sandbox, and look around and there will be no more box. So in that idea, go anywhere, whenever you choose, all the time and no time. In all ways, always, walk and find what you seek. The passage to that, of course, is your thoughts, because everything is thought. Realize this real quick. There is nothing but thought. There is no physicality. There is no anywhere. There is only here and now in thought, the creative expansion self of your creative entity. In this idea of going anywhere you choose in your infinite sandbox of your choosing, the thought process, the downloads, the ideas you're getting that are beyond measure equatable to what you know as 3D limitation, scary ideas, things that don't compute. And all they do is get out there and you're like, no. I need to run back to the big sandbox. But the thought processes you are given yourself, those what we call conceived thoughts of the God stream of life, is your path. And remember, listen to these words. It's your path. Every time you compare yourself to another's path, or stand on, let's say, a soapbox saying, my path looks better than their path, then you are playing in the large sandbox instead of your own. Your thought process is your chosen way to ascend. And I don't mean your higher self as in separation. The idea now is to understand there is no higher self. The higher self is you, right now, all the time. There is no up there. It's all in here. For in this is eternity. This is a representation of you in here. The physicality. The illusion of reality. It's your thought process that ascends you. Again, looking for acceptance of your thought process through another. Because you need to find out if it's the truth. Start trusting the truth of yourself. Not your higher self. Yourself. Not your subconscious. Your total conscience. For the unity is becoming more and more one. So we want you to understand that all of your thoughts are unmistakably your truth to your ascension. Your given ideas of highest excitement. So when you, let's say, doubt the thought, do not follow your excitement. Just go look at the big sandbox. It's crowded. Not much room to play. Can't expand very much in there. And the sand is frickin' dirty. It's been used over and over and over again. You can't even plant your own tree. You have to find a small spot to make your house. And then you're overcrowded in that, bumping your other entities. That doesn't seem fun. You want to be all of it instead of in that box. You fear. Wow. You fear being alone, don't you? The loneliness, because there's no exception of the moment of your own reality. Remember, there is no alone, for we are all one. So talk to yourselves and talk to others in telepathy, in feeling, in the God stream of knowledge, love, and life. Don't be afraid to be alone, young masters. For alone is a definition of lack. What's the lack? The lack is self-love. The lack is trying once again to fill the lack in you. You just can't find it. And you see that, and you don't want it, but you have to get it because there is nothing that seems equatable to fill that hole in your heart, leaving you lonely. However, you are eternal love. Fill your own heart with your own love of the Creator, and you will never be alone. You will never be lonely, and you will never seek outside of yourself to fill the lack in yourself that you are perceiving. We want you to understand, if you can allow yourselves to talk to us, all of us, and trust that the thoughts, responses, and conversation is your truth. Because that truth only leads to peace and acceptance of it. It gives you a moment of clarity that expands into forever. It is so beautiful to be connected with the all, the source, the one. Never feeling empty again. Never feeling lonely, lacking, in despair, in separation. For the eternal love that we are pouring on all of ourselves all the time is that would melt you into the isness of all. We want you to understand, when you connect with us, all of us, which is all of you, connecting to yourselves, that connection with the intention of loving that idea, trusting that idea, your vibratory state, that intention allows the love to pour in, giving you a moment of, once again, complete serenity that expands in that moment into forever. You will ride upon the wave of love gushing over you. No denying that that is real. No matter what negative thought comes in of a perpetuating system, it will be covered up with love and no longer antagonize you, give you doubt. The connections are strong now than ever before. And now they're stronger. And now they are stronger. And now they are stronger. Understand that every epic moment that you are creating is giving to the collective and God in receivership of your creation. Your expression of self every moment is adding to creation every now. You are endless creators. Do you not see that? If you can fathom that, then you know you are a creator, given consciousness for ever. In that, you are eternal love. You no longer need validation of that. For everyone out there feels a different vibration. The collective is higher. You don't need proof of it. Because we are now transforming, transcending, if you choose, into feeling instead of the five senses in that reality. 90% down to 50% in a matter of 7-8 years, truly. Do you understand you are relying, even though you may not understand why, you're relying more on the feeling, the thoughts as your reality instead of the senses as your reality. Because now you have chosen as a collective that as the main way of communications. So more and more you guys will be in the love, because you are in love and you are choosing to understand and believe that you are connected with all and yourselves, not in separation, as an expression of your own self. You're more and more choosing that for realizing your abilities. You will systematically, synchronistically, fundamentally find yourself telepathically speaking more and more with each other. You will find yourselves in counsel with your higher selves, which are all now you, more and more. More astral projections, more dream states remembered. You are on a large shift period. Why? Who did it? You did. You are creators. You are choosing. Love. Epic. So, remember this. The Ascension idea was yours. Chosen by you as a collective. Every entity right now receiving this idea is you choosing Ascension as the one. For the compassion and love for the human species runs so deep, you chose once again to shift it into remembrance of self, the eternal being, love, creator, one source, all that you are. So, trust, speak telepathically, speak in feeling, pause between words and receive the downloads of what exactly you all are saying to each other without any words even spoken. For words are only a symbol of your actual thoughts. That's what you were taught. That's what you are shedding. Rely, in a way, on your telepathy. There's so much wasted time in words. Thinking of words. What's the perfect thing to say? Stop it. You have the perfect thing to say because you create that perfect moment every time over and over. Leading back to what we said. Trust your thoughts. Join in unum with all of yourselves. Don't know who yourselves are? Ask. Soon as it comes in, trust. Know that's the truth. Because there's only you on your own path, in your own sandbox that is forever, because there is no limits. You have your own galaxy that you are creating. Then that galaxy turns into galaxies. Where does it end? It doesn't. 10 billion galaxies you can create with all of the entities in them as you. Do you find yourself limited to only expressing yourself one, maybe two, maybe three times? You can equate that, if you choose, to the masks you've worn all your life. I was this personality, I was this, I was this. You are a collective of oversouls with a collective of oversouls with a collective of oversouls. Ascended ideas, giving you this moment to realize you are becoming an oversoul. How many will you create? How many extensions of personality will you create to experience whatever you choose? That's not separation. That's an expansion of yourself. You continue to expand. You are not limited to one personality. You are billions and billions forever. Your soul memory complex will remember and give you the experience of every now forever. That's what you are. Do you see the immensity of your own sandbox instead of the large sandbox that's overcrowded and smells? this download, this impartation to give you a different angle on what you truly are. One. All of those voices. One. You. You have the fundamental right to be that. To be whatever you choose. We said it before, act as if. Don't separate yourself in this part of me and this part of me. That's an expression of you in the now. It is not over there. It is in here. It is not up there. It is in here. That's what you are. The endless sandbox. You're 5 years old. You have a pail and a shovel. Go play. We bid you a good moment. Adore. Classy.
Very classy. Very classy.
Good stuff.
But the interesting thing about the word alone is that it's actually all one.
All one.
So how can you ever be alone?
You can't.
When you're all one. I mean, anymore, I don't remember the last time I felt alone. Even if I'm the only person in the room. It's crowded.
Yes. That's the connection. But you have that to give back to the others to allow them to feel there is no alone or lonely.
I got up and went to the kitchen because I was thirsty and I wanted some water.
Okay.
And then after I got in there and I poured the water and I was standing in there and I was listening. And it was really very interesting to be in the room by myself, hearing that. And I thought, I'm just going to stand here and listen to this because somehow this is appropriate in the moment.
Wow.
And so I just stood there and drank water while I was listening to it. I was like, wow, I'm in my own little sandbox over here. And it was very powerful, actually.
Man. That was really cool.
You mentioned, or Ocyphius mentioned about
You can say me, it's okay.
telepathic synchronicities between soul groups, and that you would find more and more telepathic communication.
Yeah, synchronistic moments.
Synchronistic moments. And so, this is really cool. A couple days ago, I've had the language code sitting on a table in my office or by my bed, moving it for a month and a half, 2 months now. And I never picked it up. So the day I sat down and read halfway through it in just one reading, about 5 minutes after I put the book back down, Connie texted us and said, "Thank you for telling us about the language codes. We just started reading it today." And I was like, what are the odds?
There are no odds.
No.
Exactly.
There's no odds. It's a synchronistic moment.
It's all about the energy.